Before you guys get started, I'd like to say this. I want to put the weight room back on for the agenda for the July meeting for approval to move forward. We have the funding in there. Mr. Truitt thinks he has, we'll have a final stuff then, and he'll bring it all forward. So go ahead.
Chairman Tucker, Mr. Katoka, school board members, tonight we're here, like I said, to talk about a fundraiser project that actually Mr. Brown is spearheading and put it together, so I'm allowed to let him tell you all about it.
Hello, how are y'all? All right, so we're not very competitive right now. And really, any of our sports, except for the ones that you participate in. Good job, young lady. So I know why we're not very competitive. We don't have an emphasis on the weight room at all, except for your coaches. So there are two types of student athletes that I am approaching with this idea. One is the student that doesn't have the ability to lift with the equipment that's in that weight room, and they're embarrassed, and they don't want to go into the weight room because of it. The other is the one that's capable, but it's not fun. It's not exciting. So they choose to not. It's boring. So that leaves me with, how do we fix this problem? We fix it by getting new equipment. We get brand new equipment that first off is appropriate for my female athletes and my middle school athletes who can't lift 135 pounds above their head in a snatch yet. We get appropriate weights for them so that there aren't reasons for them to not enter the weight room. And for the ones that can do it, we get them fun, shiny new toys, because sometimes that's all it takes. But the reality is we have to do something to get more of my kids in the weight room getting stronger, because they're not going to win until that emphasis is placed. Now, to do that, I have to get $22,000. Jason Tyler says that we don't really reach out to alumni for support. We're a pretty proud community, and a lot of our alumni are pretty proud also. So I know that a lot of these alumni probably wouldn't put their name on a plaque unless it was for a good reason. So what I'm proposing is, as soon as you walk into the weight room, which is nothing but a weight room now, all the lockers have been removed and that space is massive. Once you walk into the weight room, the first wall you see is going to be painted baby blue, and the ceiling is going to be a nice new bright white. And at the top it's going to say the house that we built, with we in big large letters. Okay? That's going to be our donor wall. There's going to be two options for donations. One option is this big guy. So this is the size of a center block. Okay? That wall is composed of nothing but center blocks. It's pretty large. All right? This is $300. That's quite a bit. Okay, so what I'm hoping is this might attract some of the graduating classes of. And that's kind of the aim for this. Or families that want to go in together. Or if there's a particular team that wants to go in together and recognize that one team, this is how they can do it. If you don't want to spend $300, I'm in education, I get it. You can spend $100 and you can get them for that. But same idea. Okay, so you get 3 lines. Joe Mays at the high school has a laser engraver. These are actually the rejected ones that he and I have been practicing with. Doesn't pay as much attention to detail as some of our clientele, so we'll be seeking their approval before we print these out. But I do feel like this is a way that we can kind of showcase the athletes that we used to have, show the athletes that come into that weight room, what the type of people were that were in that weight room before them, and show those athletes that these people paid this money not because they're conceited, but because they want to support me, they want to help me, and they want to make this program better. So I have athletes that will no longer be intimidated or scared to be embarrassed in the weight room, and I've got athletes that get their shiny new toy. Okay, they get to play with it, they get to drop it, they get to do things that you don't do with just bigger, faster, stronger. Maybe that excitement, that little bit of enthusiasm will make my athletes a little bit stronger, make them a little bit more successful, and then winning will take over as the motivation, the motivating force for them to become better. That is the plan.
And it does come with my, not that it matters a lot, but it does come with my recommendation.
And the beauty of this is it all goes straight into the weight room. I'm pretty sure a 4 foot by 8 foot sheet of this is maybe $150. I know that there are several coaches that I've spoken with that have several people lined up that would be more than willing to support these athletes. If I could get 200 is my goal. If I can get 200, I can completely furnish this brand new weight room with beautiful equipment that is the top of the line.
How much have you raised already?
Together, the community has given me $15,400. And there's been more that's been verbally committed.
Perfect.
So I'm in the process of pursuing that now, but this community has been very supportive of this idea. Athletics will return eventually. And that emphasis, that excitement will return eventually. And I hate to say it, but this is kind of an opportunity. While Roanoke doesn't have the same resources and the same steam that they used to have, might be an opportunity for us to kind of make up some lost time, take advantage of this.
Any questions?
Who do we contact to do this?
Contact me at the high school. I'm more than happy to
What's
set
your
you
number?
up. 540-599-1867.
41867. 599-41867.
599-1867.
Put a 4 in there, thank you.
Say that into that camera one good time.
Yeah.
540-599-1867. That fit you enough? Is that good?
So, do you have a brochure you're going to give out to people to fill out? Because I know, they got to put whatever you want on there.
Correct, yeah. So we're going to limit the number of characters per line. The font has already kind of been predetermined as far as the name goes. So I'm working with people that pay a little bit more attention to detail than I do. I'm very guy-ish when it comes to those things. But several people at the high school are taking over and they're telling me, well, the spacing of this one needs to be a little different, or need to change the font size or shape of this. So once it's perfected, I'll be able to tell people the limited number of characters that we can do, the line availability, and I can have a few samples that are ready to go that shows them exactly what it'll look like.
I have a few questions. You said we need to raise $22,000. How much have we, as a board, given you for this weight room?
For this, none. You guys have been more than generous with supporting the construction part of what has to happen for this weight room to become a reality.
So this is for the equipment?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And so the $22,000 will be for the bricks that you just showed us now. Are those going to be made in-house?
So these plaques will be made in-house. Yeah,
Okay.
Joe Mays is one of our CTE teachers at the high school.
Okay.
He did these in 30 minutes. So he's ready to go. Once we give him the specifics of what we want, we get a 4 foot by 8 foot sheet of this plastic material, and then we have it engraved with whatever the provider wants to have on there, with our approval.
With your approval.
Absolutely.
So the wall will be baby blue, and then you'll have the red
Yes, ma'am.
signs
With
on
the white lettering.
Okay.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
think it's actually Columbia blue.
Columbia. That's called Alleghany blue because it kind of takes precedence, right? The Alleghany.
Thank you.
One of the things you ought to look at is, when you do these for people, is you might want to send them a proof.
Okay. Sure. Yes, sir.
Just email them, get an email address, email them proof and say, have them sign off.
Yes, sir.
That way they're not hollering at you after you get your wall already
Sure.
put up.
And if y'all have any more advice for this, this isn't really my wheelhouse, so you feel free to shoot me some advice, and I'll definitely consider it.
And an open house when like folks.
I would love to make that available.
Go ahead and put me down for a 4 by 8 sheet. I'll get you one of those, and whatever size brick or what we want on the block runners and stuff.
Randy, we were just talking, we were thinking the school board should all go in together and do a large one.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So.
We'll want to do a large one, I'll do an individual, and I'll buy you a sheet of material.
I'll stand you on that.
I appreciate that.
like a cornerstone, right, of the
I voted
renovation.
all y'all in.
Yes. Now you're obligated, you're on
We
camera.
appreciate it.
Yeah, I think it's great, so thank you so much.
I'm excited, and I don't think I could pull this off in very many communities, but with this community, I think I can. Jason Helmtime of Met Club has been pretty great with telling me, hey, these are the people you need to reach out to. And I haven't really had anything to offer, not just, hey, give me money, but at least now I've got something that I can reach out to these individuals, these alumni, and say, if you want to contribute, then you get this in return. So it's nice to have something to offer them. Thank you all, appreciate it.
Thank you.